Have you noticed your cat meowing over and over again? Maybe they follow you from room to room, meowing the entire time. Or perhaps they suddenly start meowing in the middle of the night. At first, you probably don't think much of it. After all, cats meow, right? But what if they're trying to tell you something? The truth is, cats don't usually meow this much without a reason. Sometimes they're simply asking for attention. But other times, they could be hungry, feeling stressed, in pain, or trying to tell you they need help. The good news is, your cat is giving you clues. You just need to know how to understand them. In this video, I'll show you the 7 most common reasons your cat won't stop meowing, how to tell the difference between normal behavior and something that needs your attention, and when it's time to call your veterinarian. Because sometimes that constant meowing is your cat's only way of asking for help. Reason number 1, your cat wants your attention. Believe it or not, the most common reason has nothing to do with food. Your cat may not be hungry at all. It might simply want your attention. Cats are incredibly smart when it comes to learning what gets your attention. If they meow and you immediately look at them, talk to them, pet them, or start playing with them, they quickly learn that meowing gets their human's attention. Over time, that behavior can become a habit. The good news is, this doesn't mean your cat is being naughty. It's simply communicating in the way that's worked before. If your cat seems healthy and only meows when it wants your attention, try waiting until it becomes quiet before giving it attention. That way your cat learns that being quiet is what gets your attention. But if your cat keeps meowing, even after you've given it attention, there could be another reason. Reason number 2, your cat is hungry. But sometimes the answer is much simpler. Sometimes your cat really is trying to tell you it's hungry. Cats thrive on routine. If dinner is late, their food bowl is empty, or they simply think it's mealtime, they'll often remind you by meowing. And if you've ever fed your cat right after it meowed, it quickly learns that meowing means food is coming. Before long, that meow can become part of its daily routine. The best way to avoid this is to feed your cat at the same time each day. A consistent feeding schedule helps your cat know when to expect its next meal. But if your cat keeps meowing even after it's eaten, there could be another reason. Reason number 3, your cat is greeting you. But here's something that surprises a lot of cat owners. Sometimes your cat isn't asking for anything at all. That constant meowing could simply be your cat's way of saying, "Welcome home." Believe it or not, adult cats rarely use meowing to communicate with other adult cats. They mostly meow to communicate with people. That's why some cats will meow the moment you walk through the door, follow you around, or even greet you when you wake up in the morning. If your cat seems relaxed, healthy, and stops meowing after greeting you, it's usually just your cat's way of saying hello. But if your cat starts meowing much more than usual, or its behavior suddenly changes, there could be another reason. Reason number 4, stress or anxiety. But what if your cat suddenly starts meowing much more than usual? Sometimes the reason has nothing to do with food or attention. Your cat could be feeling stressed. Imagine you woke up one morning and everything around you had suddenly changed. You'd probably feel a little anxious too. That's exactly how many cats feel. A new home, a new pet, a new baby, loud noises, or even moving furniture can make a cat feel less secure. That's why some cats meow more than usual. They're not trying to annoy you, they're simply saying, "I don't feel safe." Give your cat time, a quiet place, and plenty of reassurance. Once they start feeling comfortable again, the meowing often becomes much less frequent. But if it doesn't, there could be another reason. Reason number 5, your cat is in heat or mating behavior. But here's another reason that surprises a lot of first-time cat owners. If your cat hasn't been spayed or neutered, the constant meowing could simply be part of its natural mating behavior. Female cats in heat can suddenly meow much more than usual, sometimes for hours at a time, even during the night. They're not trying to annoy you, they're simply calling for a mate. Male cats can become much more vocal too, especially if they smell a nearby female in heat. It may sound unusual, but for cats it's completely natural. If your cat hasn't been spayed or neutered and the excessive meowing matches these signs, this could be the reason. But if your cat is already spayed or neutered, or the meowing suddenly becomes more frequent than normal, there could be something more serious. Reason number 6, pain or illness. But sometimes the reason has nothing to do with behavior. It could be pain. Cats are incredibly good at hiding when something is wrong. In the wild, showing pain can make an animal more vulnerable. That's why many cats try to act normal even when they don't feel well. Sometimes a cat that won't stop meowing isn't looking for attention, is trying to tell you that something doesn't feel right. If your cat suddenly starts meowing much more than usual, and you also notice changes in eating, drinking, sleeping, or activity levels, don't ignore it. Your cat could be trying to tell you it needs help. The sooner the cause is found, the easier it may be to help your cat feel better. But there's one final thing every cat owner should know. Reason number 7, when you should call the veterinarian. And finally, here's the one thing every cat owner should never ignore. Meowing is completely normal. But if your cat suddenly starts meowing much more than usual, and you can't figure out why, don't assume it will simply go away. Especially if your cat stops eating, becomes unusually quiet, starts hiding, has trouble using the litter box, or seems to be in pain. Those are warning signs you shouldn't ignore. Trust your instinct. You know your cat better than anyone else. If something doesn't feel normal, it's always better to have your cat examined than to wait and hope the problem goes away. Because sometimes one unusual meow can be your cat's way of asking for help. So the next time your cat won't stop meowing, don't assume it's just making noise. Pay attention to what it's trying to tell you. Every meow has a purpose. And the better you understand what your cat is trying to say, the easier it becomes to give it the care, comfort, and attention it needs. Remember, cats don't usually meow constantly without a reason. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.